So the young person in your life says nothing's wrong, and it's clear that something is not right. So what's going on here? It usually means that they're not safe enough to explain what's going on. So today I'm going to show you exactly how to decode what your teen is feeling without them having to say a word. And because when the door slams and you peep inside the room and you see them hunched over the phone, and you ask what's wrong and they say nothing, it's not that. The silence isn't defiance, it's protection. And in fact, research shows that 83% of us parents think that we're doing really well and we are understanding the young person, supporting them. And yet again, 59% of young people are saying that they feel supported and understood by their parents. This is a massive mismatch. So how do we begin to be a mood detective? So let's just take a look. So the first clue is become a mood detective. And so when I say that, it isn't just like what they say and listening to what they say. What are their actions? Are they biting their nails? Are they going to bed earlier or later than before? Are they silent? You know, what about their body language? Are they really hunched up? Are they protective, like arms across themselves? Because like usually we're always, young people in our life, they're always speaking with us. They might not be articulating what's going on, but they'll be showing us through body language, because most of it is the body language, that fidgeting, the tapping fingers, or biting their lips, or biting their nails, all signs of anxiety and stress. So when you see that your normally gregarious young person, that really active, is quiet and sullen, then, you know, rather than say something like, you seem sullen or you seem angry, you could say like, oh, notice that you're biting your nails, you know, what's going on? What's all that about? Because that way it's a first step towards managing it. So that's the first thing, looking at what's going on. And then the second section is really like active listening actively. And so what is active listening is asking questions. So first of all, it's really important to listen twice as much as we speak, and really listen to what the young person is telling us. So once we've identified what's going on, we might want to say to them something like, who did this? What happened? Why are you sad? And it can be like an interrogation. And our mood mentors in Julian Campbell Foundation, they're all trained to ask open questions as opposed to closed questions, because this is active listening. And this is every parent's superpower. So when you're listening to the young person, and say, for example, they've come home from school and they say like, everyone's a fool there, they're all idiots. And, you know, you might want to jump to the defense and say, well, maybe not everyone, like Mr. Such and Such doesn't seem too bad. You know, you could say something like, well, what's that like for you? You know, or really kind of like, you know, yeah, what is that like for you? And because when you're reflecting back the question to them, it means that you've got them and you're hearing them and you're acknowledging that mood behind what they're feeling. And also as well, the importance of asking open-ended questions, because our mood mentors here at the foundation, they're asking open questions, because open questions really a way to open up a young person's heart. So instead of saying, oh, like, you know, how was school today? Or did you have a good day or a bad day? You can say things like, you know, what was the most satisfying and rewarding part of your day? What was the most challenging part of your day? Because questions like this, and like, you know, how did that make you feel, will allow them to open up. And also as well, like, it's really great to have meals. Research shows about 4 or 5 meals, family meals a week really makes a difference, because then you can showcase it, you can model. We're coming on to the third thing. You can model this, and the young person will learn from you. And it's a really great way for you to talk about what worked for you in your day and what didn't work as well as you would like it to, and then hear from them. So the third thing that we can do in being a mood detective is modeling the change that we want to see. So who is it that we want to see? We want to be able to model our own difficult moods. So, for example, we could be stressed out because we've got like three deadlines at the same time. And that's something really great to articulate that. Because here's the thing, when we're articulating that and we're saying to the young person in our life, yeah, I just need to take a moment because I didn't see that before. I've got these three deadlines and it's really taking something from me. And so this is what I'm going to do. So what is it that you're going to do? You're taking a deep breath and then holding it and then relaxing. How are you taking a step back? Because this self-regulation, the young person in your life is going to learn directly from you. And I've spoken with many parents who've said to me, oh, when I saw my daughter, I saw my son dealing with their stress and anxiety like this, and exactly what I did. And it doesn't work for them to do that. So they can see that they're learning from them. So this is the greatest thing that you can do, because sometimes we want to hide things from the young people in our lives, things that aren't going well as we would like it to. And this is exactly the moment that you need to show and articulate what's going on, because they're learning how to manage things that go well and don't go so well from you. So that's the third strategy. So before we move on to the next one, I want to hear from you. So what's the one word answer you get most from the young person in your life? Is it I'm fine or nothing, or is it something else? If you can just drop it into the comment section below, because really we can see how universal this is. And we work in the foundation in different countries. We've got a charity in Florida and Colombia and the UK and France, and that young people are saying these things here. So it would be really useful to see, especially in other countries, what kind of comments our young people are saying. So part four, the fourth thing to do, create a non-judgment free zone. Because if we don't do that, if they fear that they're going to be judged, they're going to be criticized, they're going to be punished, they're not going to open up their feelings, and they need a safe house. They need to be able to circumnavigate what it is that they're dealing with you by their side. And so that way it's normalizing their emotions. And I want to say as well that there was one time that we had a parent that wasn't aligned with their child being gay. And this kind of judgment wasn't really helpful, because the mentor was mentoring the young person, and the young person was really exploring and coming out and speaking about all of their moods and their emotions attached to all of that. And it's really normal to be able to explore that without the judgment. Because here's the thing, your reaction is everything. Because if you can say something and it will dismiss what they're saying, they'll feel that they're being dismissed and they won't open up again. So and the fifth thing is really sharing practical skills for emotional release. So, and practical skills. And so it's important to have a toolkit. So what is it that you yourself use when you're stressed or anxious or you're feeling low? And in the same way, you want the young person in your life to have a toolkit. You want some mood busters. So some young people, or many young people, come to us and they already know what they enjoy doing. So it's already there, and we create a toolkit with them. So some of them like physical release. They like dancing, they like running, they like going out for a walk. There was one mentee, his parent got him a trampoline, and he jumped on the trampoline every day when he came from school, because that way it would just bust his mood and take out the stress of the day. And then others, mindfulness or calming techniques work better, like breathing, for example. So take, breathing into 5, holding for 5, and then breathing out for 5. They might see you doing that, because this really calms down their nervous system. And then another way is like, is your young person creative or reflective? Because this can be really, really powerful. Journaling, drawing, painting, modeling, all of these things. Like some of our mentors in their sessions, they gave clay and things for the young people to draw on, because through that will come out, it will come out, and they'll be able to speak and articulate what it is that they're dealing with. So decoding your team's emotions and their moods is not a one-time fix. It's an ongoing practice on observation, patience, and connection. And will there be continued, will there continue to be slam doors? Yeah. However, but becoming a mood detective and then practicing active listening and modeling healthy responses and building a safe house and building a practical toolkit will change the whole entire dynamic by shifting from a position of authority to one of connection. So your role is not to prevent the storm, but to be the calm, to be the safe harbor where they can return to when the waves get too high. So thank you for watching this video. I just want to share with you our treasured possession just for the last minute or so. And so we use the JCF mood map. It's a mixture of two things. It shows us how much energy or how little energy we've got, how we're feeling in that moment. Is it really, really great and we're feeling positive, or we're feeling really, really low? And it's those two things, how much energy you've got and how you're feeling, that give you the mood in that moment. And so many parents take this for themselves and they model young people in their lives. That really does make a difference. So thank you for watching this video. Please do comment in the video below. And this is part 2 of Inside the Teenage Mind. And please give us any more comments and feedback. And we will see you in the next video next week. Thank you.